Taylor.
Hey,
How are you today?
good. You?
I'm good. Um, well, I'm glad that you came back in today.
Me too.
I want to just refresh your memory about a few things. Just remember our confidentiality. Anything that we talk about is between us. Um, if you want your doctor or anyone to know, please tell them to send us a form and a consent form, and we'll send them everything that we've talked about, okay?
Okay.
Well, let's start by telling me how you've been since last week.
Well, I mean, I'm still in the shelter with me and my son, and we're adjusting to it, I guess.
Right.
Really, all we can do in the situation that we're in.
And I know it's hard going from having your own home to being in
Yes,
a room, a small room.
it's a lot different. It's a lot of change, but I mean, we're trying to cope with it.
Right. Is the shelter everyone nice? And
Yeah.
that helpful?
Yeah, there's a lot of women down there that's actually experiencing, a lot of things similar to what I'm experiencing, and you just get to really communicate with people that's also leading that type of lifestyle,
Right.
and you're not the only one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So do they have? I know you've only been there a week.
Yeah.
Do they have any kind of groups that meet and talk, or do you all just gather on your own time?
They have some group meetings and stuff that you can attend if you want to, but I kind of stay to myself.
Right.
And I mean, I guess the people that I do talk to, we just kind of talk on our own free time. It's not really a group or anything, but
It helps to talk about it.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
So how's your son adjusting?
Well, he's limited at the shelter, obviously. He went from having his own room, TV and stuff, to not having any of that. So
Right.
he's not liking it, but I mean, it's a lot better of a situation than what we were in.
Right.
He's just not old enough to understand that. So, but he'll be all right. He'll adjust to it.
Well, I'm taking notes. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, have you had any kind of a contact with your ex-husband? Has he tried to contact you in any way?
He hasn't directly contacted me, but now I've had some family members, tell me that he's popped up at their homes because he thinks I'm there, and just begging them to tell him where I'm at. And they've said they haven't told him, which I hope they haven't. He hasn't showed up yet, but he's definitely out there looking to bring me back.
Right.
And he's mad. He's mad at the fact that he don't know where I'm at.
Right.
So,
And I'm sure that's caused you a lot of concern.
Yeah.
Scared.
yeah, I'm scared to really go outside or anything because I don't know if he's going to pop up.
Well, I'm sure that's added a lot more stress and anxiety to
Yeah.
what you're already going through.
Yeah.
Have you thought any more about what you want to do as far as when you being in the shelter, going from the shelter to are you going to go back home? What are your plans?
I definitely want to divorce my husband.
Okay.
If there's anything that I can avoid at the most highest extent possible, is to not go back home.
Right.
Not to where he is.
Right.
I hate to say it, but I would rather live under a bridge than to go back home.
And I understand the situation that you were coming out of was bad.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah. So I mean, after the shelter, I want to get back on my own. I want to be stable for me and my son, take care of me and him both, not live in fear, not be nervous all the time, not have to watch what I say and watch what I do. And, I'm just really ready to get back to a normal way of life for me and my son.
And that's really important
Yeah.
that you two develop your own little routine. So you thought any more about a job?
I desperately need one.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys help with that stuff.
We can help you with some recommendations.
Mhm.
I can do some research on that. But at our last meeting, we did talk about permanent house. You know, you're going to need to find
Yeah.
permanent housing.
Definitely.
So what I've done is I've made a couple phone calls, and I've got a few contact people for you. I contacted a gentleman from the Housing Authority who can, he said just call up, make an appointment, come in and see him. And you also have the opportunity to talk to someone from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, which in short is HUD. They also will try to help you find a home, help you with your rent, your utilities. So I'm going to give you this card, and it has both of the names and numbers, and what you'll need to do is call them and tell them that you've spoken to me, that we've been meeting, and that I was giving you a referral to them, and they'll schedule an appointment with that. And because it's really important, I think that you to get the ball rolling is for you to take that first step and make that phone call.
Yeah, for sure.
That's going to be a big step.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard, but to establish your own home and get everything back to normal for your son and for you, is what's important.
Yeah, that's my biggest goal.
That is. And the other thing is, you had said that if you're going to want to talk about a divorce, I also have made some phone calls, and I also have another contact for you, and his name is Neil Ward. And if you will call him and schedule an appointment with his office, he will also be able to talk to you about its legal aid, about helping you to get a divorce, if that's what you'd like to do.
Yeah.
Now, it's your choice, but the way you have expressed to me that you want to move on and change the situation you're in.
Yeah.
And so I'm just helping you with the things that you want help with. Okay.
I appreciate it. That helps me a lot.
And so, how are you feeling about the abuse? Is it still the anxiety?
It's lightened a little bit just since I've been away from it. You know what I mean? Even though I'm not at my ideal place, I'm still not in my nightmare place.
Right.
So, you know, you got to try to find a medium that's just kind of a little bit more positive than negative. So even though, you know, I still get nervous, obviously, you know, I still have the anxiety. I sit around and think about what he did to me.
Right.
You know, what my son saw him do and heard him do. And, you know, it still bothers me.
I'm sure.
But the fact that, you know, I did step up and I want to remove myself, I mean, I'm kind of holding on to that to kind of push me through.
Right.
Yeah. Just trying to hold on to whatever positive I can.
Right. Well, now you know that we're here anytime that you want to talk, anytime you feel overwhelmed and you need someone to talk to, you know, you can call anytime during the day. Also, I have another number and a contact information for you for counseling, for family counseling, that might benefit you and your son.
Oh, okay.
And I know that this might be a little bit overwhelming, but we're going to take it one step at a time.
Right.
And I'm going to work with you all the way. So what we're going to do is this week, we're going to schedule an appointment for next week, of course. But how about you make the phone calls for housing? Let's get you out of the shelter. Maybe make the phone call to Neil Ward if that's something that you want to do. Again, I want to stress that this is something that if you want to do, contact him and let's kind of move forward. And for myself, I will look into trying to find some information out on some jobs. What kind of jobs have you worked in the past?
Office jobs. I've worked a few years in fast food. I know how to do that. A few years being a cashier, just, you know, the basic stuff.
Right. What about any college education? Do you have a high school diploma? Did you graduate high school?
I did.
You did. Okay. How about if I add to my list, what I will do is How would you feel about maybe studying to get your GED and maybe look into some college classes?
I mean, that's something I've always said I would do, but that would be great if I could just get the ball rolling. That would be great. I would love to do that.
Okay. So what I'll do is actually Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College, they have a wonderful GED program. But we could also get you enrolled in a program to maybe help you as you're going through the GED process, maybe place you in a temporary job with the college. It would be through the Human Resource Office. They could go ahead and look into. I'll contact them and let them get the information for it. Okay, and then after you get your GED, maybe look at some college classes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That would be great.
So what I've done is I've got a list of things that I need to do, and I've gave you a few things that you can work on, and maybe meet back here a week from today.
Yeah.
And we can see what kind of process or progress that you've made in contacting them. And now on the housing, it's usually there's a waiting list, so the sooner you call, the better. And maybe we can get you into some good housing. Okay, get you out of the shelter and get you started back with a normal life.
Absolutely, I will call them all today.
Okay.
As soon as I leave.
All right, so we'll go back up front, and Marianne will schedule an appointment to come back maybe a week from today, and hopefully I'll have some information on your GED and maybe some job.
Okay.
Okay?
I appreciate it.
Okay. All right, Taylor. Well, you have a wonderful week, and good luck, sweetheart.
Thank you.
All right.
You too.